You don't get what you want, you get what you tolerate. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Magnetic Online Leaders Podcast. I'm your host, Stefi, and also this is the YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe, and let's talk about standards. The standards you walk past are the standards you accept. So, standards are something, especially as women, especially as divine, magnetic, feminine women, we really want to hone in on. It's different from boundaries. We'll go into a whole other episode about that. But standards are the way that you see yourself. Standards are the expectations that you set for yourself and for others. They define what you allow into your life, whether it's how people treat you, how you manage your time, or how you conduct your business, or how you conduct your relationships, your friendships, your romantic partnerships. For example, if a client continues to not pay on time or a friend continues to flake on you, what are the standards that you are not holding themselves and also not holding for yourself? When I got really clear on my standards, my whole life completely changed, elevated. One of the standards for me, and I laugh because one of the standards is I drink a Stanley worth of water, at least I don't know how many, I think it's a liter of water every single day. That is a standard. That's a standard. That's a standard. Speaking of that, I'm thirsty right now. Take a sip of water if you can. Standards. Where boundaries are the limits that you set for your mental, emotional, spiritual, physical well-being. And we'll go into that in another episode. This episode is all about the standards. Standards are what you expect. It is the type of work, the workout, the friendships, the relationships, the partnerships. It's what you expect. And a lot of times we can think that this comes from a very entitled place, but it's not entitled. It is actually you knowing what you are worth. So if you have friends that are gossiping or not returning your phone calls, you're like, this isn't the standard. I don't hang out with people that gossip and spend their frivolous time talking about others. My standard is I'm around people that are talking about big dreams and goals and aspirations and speaking kindly about others and sharing their admiration about others, not gossiping. The thing about standards is it can be extremely triggering because the big question is, where are you not holding your standards? Woo, that was a big one. Where are you not holding your standards? Where are you not holding your standards with your work, with your money, with your body, with your friendships, with your partnerships, with your goals? Like, where are you not holding the standards, right? And you have to be radically responsible. Like, this isn't happening because I am doing this, or I'm allowing this, or I'm accepting this. Like, even recently, I had a family member where I had to cut them out of my life because they were completely and continuously speaking just down to me and using words that I never would use towards other people. Like, my standards, I would never call somebody a derogatory term. I just don't. Sometimes I'm like, hey, we're just not in a good vibe. We're not a good match. I would never call that person the B word or say something to them that is completely derogatory. But this person was using terms that was not to my standard when they were speaking to me. So I decided, after a long contemplation, after thinking about it, meditating and praying about it, I was like, this person doesn't get to be my life anymore. This person doesn't get to be my life anymore as of right now. I hope and wish and pray that maybe down the road we can find some solution, but it is what it is. And the standard is I'm not around people that use derogatory terms, especially towards me and especially towards others. That is just one of my standards. So you have to be really clear and really concise and really honest with what are your standards and what are you standing for and what are you actually just allowing to get by. Like, what are you sticking your head into the sand and be like, oh no, that's just so and so, or that's just how I do things. And it's like, right? You don't get what you want, you get what you tolerate. So where you are not holding your standards lies in these two things: self-awareness and radical responsibility. Let's talk about self-awareness. Like I mentioned earlier, self-awareness is where are you not holding your standards? Where are you lowering your standards? Are you showing up? Are you flaking? Are you not returning this person's phone call? Are you not meeting a deadline? Like being really, really clear and being that self-aware person of where am I dropping the ball? You turn the mirror around and you ask yourself that question again, where am I dropping the ball? Because that's going to give you the honest answer. Where are you not upholding the standards that you want others to hold for themselves and hold with you as well? And then, like I mentioned earlier, radical responsibility. This is probably one of the toughest ones to swallow. Radical responsibility is taking ownership of your life, accepting that you control your actions, your behavior, your emotions, and your reactions to circumstances, and how you respond to those external circumstances. Oof, this was a hard pill to swallow because a lot of times we want to blame, our upbringing and so, we didn't get this and this happened and this trauma and this. And yes, we do have those things that happen to us, and, definitely seek counsel if you need some support with that. However, taking radical responsibility will give you so much freedom to be like, where am I allowing this into my life? For a long time, I would be so down and depressed and have my self-worth and just feel like a frog. This is a grumpy gremlin. I would remind myself that I get to change this narrative. I get to change this story. I get to flip this script. It gets to change, and taking responsibility of all the ways that I had let this happen in the past and not address it. And when you raise your standards, you eliminate behaviors that are going to sabotage it and habits that are no longer aligned with the person you want to become. So raising the standards in all parts of your life, in your health, in your wealth, in your finances, in your career, your business, your relationships, your friendships, your partnerships. For your health, for example, what are you letting get by? What poor habits are you continuously doing? What are you eating that's not good for you? What are you lacking? What's the advice that people have given you to do and you keep ignoring? Wealth and finances. Are you aware of your debts? Are you aware of your finances? Are you aware of what money's coming in, what money's going out? Do you just dig your head into the sand? You're like, no, 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 no. Do you take the bills and then do you hide them? Do you never open them up? I know this is scary. I know this is terrifying, but what is the thing that you want? What is the new thing you want to feel? Is on the other edge of you being uncomfortable for that moment, for that second, just being uncomfortable, being like, I'm going to look at this and I'm not going to let it control me. I will say, when you start making your bills on time, you paying, you feeling more in flow with your finances, things shift really quickly and your standards elevate. And then money says, oh, you're actually a really responsible person. Let me continue to give you more money because you know how to handle me. Are you accepting less than desirable friendships or partnerships? I actually recently had a friend tell me that she always has this conflict with women where there tends to be like projections and little bit of cattiness. And I told her, like, where are you accepting this? Where are you allowing this? And raise your standards where people don't get to talk to you like that. Women don't get to project their stuff onto you. You don't allow that behavior. And so she was able to elevate that. And I think that she's going to be a lot happier after that. Career and business. Are you delivering on time? Are you serving your clients? Are you taking care of maybe your boss or your coworkers? I don't know. I haven't worked a normal job in 15 years. So I don't really know the terms. I've been an online entrepreneur, business owner, coach for a long time, since like 2017, 2016. So I don't really know the terms. But if you work in corporate, what are the things, your goals and your milestones that you're not hitting or that you keep missing? Like, being really honest with yourself. As your standards raise, the universe responds. Relationships, opportunities, and abundance all align with the energy of the person you are becoming. Let's recap. So, you don't get what you want, you get what you tolerate. Raising your standards in all areas of your life is going to enhance everything. I promise you, everything, because it's going to show you where the gaps are, where the holes are, where you're making excuses, where you're sabotaging. And then you're going to be able to repair it with self-awareness, and then taking radical responsibility of, okay, I'm going to show up in this way. I'm going to do this in that way. I'm going to move in this way now. And you make standards, you make habits, you make goals that align with who the person you are becoming, who the person you're embodying. And I know that you probably watch this video and you're like, okay, I'm going to raise my standards everywhere. I love you for it. Try not to do that. Try small little things. If you are struggling with your health and your fitness, go there. If you're struggling with relationships, go there. If you're struggling with finances and career, go there. Go towards the one that you're struggling with the most. Remember the self-awareness, take the radical responsibility and raise the standards. I no longer hang out with these type of people. I no longer allow myself to eat this type of food. I no longer accept me to not deliver this thing on time. It's really starting to create these rules for the self, these standards. I don't even want to say rules. I know we don't like rules, but just these elevated standards for the self. So I invite you to no longer tolerate things that you don't want to tolerate. Let them freaking go and create new standards. Raise your standards and the universe will meet you there. Thank you so much. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Tell me which standard you're raising. Is it your health? Is it your wealth? Is it your wellness? Is it your fitness? Is it your love life? Is it your finances? Is it your relationships? What is it? Tell me, and I'll give you some support in the comments below. Love you.